The drama surrounding Shador Sanders just exploded out of Cleveland, and fans are still trying to make sense of it. Reports are flying across social media that Sanders' name has surfaced in a potential AFC trade package, and the internet is melting down. Some say it's nothing but smoke, others swear there's fire. But no matter which side you're on, the story has already changed the conversation around the Cleveland Browns and their future. It all started with a quiet whisper from 92.3 The Fan, one of Cleveland's biggest sports radio stations. When a rumor comes from them, it's never random chatter. According to a segment on the station, the Browns are exploring ways to improve their offense after losing several key veterans. The shocking part? The name Shador Sanders came up as a possible trade chip. Specifically, the idea floated was that Cleveland might consider packaging Sanders with a draft pick in exchange for New York Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson. Within minutes, Browns fans went from morning coffee to chaos. Because here's the thing, Shedeur hasn't even been given a real chance in Cleveland. He's sitting behind Dillon Gabriel, barely seeing any first-team reps, barely touching the field. So to see his name thrown into trade talks feels almost insulting. The kid hasn't even had a chance to prove what he can do, and suddenly he's trade bait. Fans immediately started asking the obvious question: what is going on behind the scenes in Cleveland? On the radio segment, one analyst tried to defend the idea, claiming the Browns were simply exploring every option to strengthen their offense. But another host called it flat-out ridiculous, pointing out that Sanders, despite limited action, has looked impressive during practice. Beat reporters like Zach Jackson have even said that Shedeur looks sharper than Gabriel, which makes the decision to sideline him even more confusing. If the Browns truly believed in his development, wouldn't they at least give him a chance to compete? Instead, it's been one frustrating headline after another. Tommy Rees defending Dillon Gabriel. Kevin Stefanski calling it a developmental year. Shedeur stuck with scout team reps while the coaching staff talks in circles about long-term plans. Fans have been simmering for weeks, but this trade rumor? It just poured gasoline on the fire. Because if the Browns are really entertaining calls for Sanders, that says a lot more about the front office than it does about the player. And here's where things get even more bizarre. Timing. This rumor broke right after Stefanski doubled down publicly on Gabriel as the team starter, confirming once again that Shedeur isn't getting first-team snaps anytime soon. So now fans are wondering, was that press conference damage control or setup? Maybe the Browns already knew this rumor was about to drop and wanted to get ahead of the narrative. Because if they really were preparing to move him, it would explain why they've been distancing him from the spotlight lately. The mention of the New York Jets also raised eyebrows. The Jets, still desperate for stability behind Aaron Rodgers, are exactly the kind of team that would take a gamble on a young quarterback like Shedeur. He fits their mold perfectly: talented, poised under pressure, and already carrying a massive national following. For the Jets, it would be a low-risk, high-upside move. For Cleveland, though, it could be a massive mistake. Cleveland fans don't forget easily. They've seen this movie too many times. Baker Mayfield's chaotic exit. The revolving door of quarterbacks that came before him. Every time they think they've found the guy, management finds a way to mess it up. And if they really end up shipping out Shedeur, a young, charismatic QB with marketability and potential, before he's even given a fair shot, the backlash will be brutal. Social media is already lighting up. The Browns can't develop QBs. Now they're trying to trade one before he even gets a chance, one fan tweeted. Another said, if they trade Shedeur, I'm done with this team. The anger isn't just about the rumor itself, it's about what it represents. To many, it's proof that Cleveland doesn't have a plan. They're just throwing darts, hoping something sticks, and in the process, they're alienating one of their most promising young players. Behind the scenes, the silence from the front office speaks volumes. No denial, no statement, no attempt to calm fans down. That's usually a sign that something's being discussed. Maybe not finalized, but definitely not dismissed. And that silence is only making fans more suspicious. If this rumor somehow turns into a real trade conversation, the implications would be massive. For Cleveland, it could be disastrous. Shador Sanders is more than just a quarterback prospect. He's a brand. His name carries weight, his presence sells jerseys, and his connection to Deion Sanders brings attention that the Browns desperately need. Moving him would not only hurt their future on the field but also their image off it. For the Jets, though, It would be a smart business move. They'd gain a player who already commands national interest, who could develop under Aaron Rodgers, and who could potentially be the face of the franchise once Rodgers retires. It would be a steal for New York, and a head-scratcher for Cleveland. But what makes this whole thing almost tragic is Shedur's silence. He hasn't said a word, no cryptic tweets, no interviews, nothing. And that silence might be the loudest message of all. He's probably watching this circus unfold, wondering how he's in trade talks before he's even thrown a meaningful NFL pass. It's a situation no young player should be in, caught between bad management and media frenzy. If we're being honest, maybe a trade wouldn't be the worst thing for him. Cleveland looks lost, their leadership looks shaky, and the coaching staff clearly has no idea what to do with a talent like Shador Sanders. If he gets the chance to go to a team that believes in him, that gives him real reps, that invests in his future, maybe that's the blessing in disguise he needs. Still, it's wild how quickly things can shift in the NFL. 1 minute, you're a promising rookie waiting your turn. The next, your name is being tossed around in trade scenarios before you've even unpacked your bags. It's the brutal reality of professional football. Talent alone doesn't guarantee opportunity. So now, all eyes are on Cleveland. Will they come out and deny the rumors? Or will they let this story grow until it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy? Because if this keeps escalating, the damage could be permanent. Not just to Shedur's trust, but to the team's already fragile relationship with its fan base. One thing's certain, this story isn't going away anytime soon. Whether it's smoke or fire, the Browns have managed to create another off-season headline for all the wrong reasons. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Is this just media noise? Or is something really brewing behind the scenes in Cleveland? Should Shador Sanders stay and fight for his spot? Or should he walk away from a team that doesn't seem to believe in him? Drop your thoughts below and join the conversation. And if you're just as hooked on this wild NFL drama as we are, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more updates, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next chapter in this unfolding saga out of Cleveland.